So most people don't realize this, but your county could be coming to foreclose on your home very soon. Now most people don't know why. They don't know why they are being targeted, why their home may be foreclosed on, and what they did wrong. But I want to explain what's going on, because this is not just a problem that is impacting certain states. This is impacting the entire U.S. If you are a homeowner, then you are being impacted right now. So I'll explain exactly what's going on in just a moment. But all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoyed these daily updates. And now let's begin. So let's talk about the big issue. And that is that U.S. homeowners are seeing the biggest property tax rise in 5 years. This is an article from Bloomberg. It says levies rose 6.9% in 2023, nearly twice the gain a year earlier. The report from Adam shows average tax climbed to $4,062. Now, when a U.S. homeowner now has to pay $4,000 in property taxes, that's a pretty significant chunk. Okay, that's a little bit under $400 a month that you are paying in taxes alone. For some, about $380 to $400. That's too much. They just can't afford it. I want to read you a little bit of this article though. Look at this. It says data collected from Adam, a real estate data firm, which tracked property taxes for 89.4 million single-family homes, shows that governments collected more than $363 billion in 2023. That's an increase of 6.9% and almost double the 3.6% gain a year earlier. They go on to say, property taxes took an unusually high turn upwards last year, pushing effective rates up, while huge gaps in average tax bills between different parts of the country remained in place. Now, here's the reason why this is turning into a problem. Let's say you have a tax bill of, let's say, $4,000 a year. Okay, no big deal, right? It's what, $380 a year, something like that. Okay, or a month, you pay that. But what happens when you see a 6.9% increase? Then on top of that, you see another 5% increase. And then on top of that, you see another 5% increase. Because property values continue to go up. What happens is now, or the property taxes that you used to pay that were $4,000, now what you're paying is, $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 in property taxes. And it hurts certain groups. For instance, if you are, an elderly person and you are not working, but you've been collecting Social Security, or you have a pension or savings or some form of retirement, well, you may not have accounted for an increase in property taxes. So you may blow through your retirement much faster than you previously expected. Well, here's something that has happened. I have a friend that they had this home on the lake. Well, their home was worth like $2.2 million. They were spending tens of thousands of dollars every single year just on property taxes alone. And this was back in like 2011, 2012, something like that. So you'll fast forward to today, they don't even own that home. That was their family home. They don't own it anymore. The reason why is because they had to sell it because she couldn't afford the property taxes. She ended up getting divorced, couldn't afford the property taxes. It was just way too much. So keep that in mind. People are selling their homes to get out of paying this property tax. Because what's the alternative? Well, as we see soaring property taxes, homeowners are looking for help. They need additional help. They don't know what to do. You can go and try to pay it with a credit card. Well, that's going to put you into deeper debt. And now you just paid your property taxes with a credit card that likely has an interest rate of 18 to 22%. Probably not the smartest thing to do. But here's what's happening. If you do not pay your property taxes, okay, the simple thing is the court is going to issue a foreclosure judgment on your property. They're going to come after your property and they will sell your home for whatever, at a public auction, for whatever you owe in property taxes. That will be the starting bid. Okay? That means somebody else could potentially come in and buy your home for whatever it is. Now, if you have liens or judgments or whatever, they'll have to pay those as well. But keep that in mind, that you could lose your home. Your home could be foreclosed on simply because you do not pay your property taxes. Well, here's something else you need to know. States are looking at ways to fix this, and some states are looking to abolish property taxes entirely. However, it's not as simple as just saying, you know what, don't pay that, because the states need that revenue. But here's what you need to understand. Certain states don't just come and foreclose your property immediately. And this is why many are saying that, well, we could be in trouble in the next 1 to 2 years, because we've seen property taxes slowly increase over the past 2 to 3 years. Well, guess what? States like California, they will give you 5 years to kind of get back on track and pay your property taxes. 5 years. In a state like Washington State, we give 3 years. In Florida, 2. So if you don't pay your property taxes, let's say on April 1st, or I don't remember what day you pay property taxes, but if you don't pay your property taxes on that date, you have, in the state of Washington, 3 years from that date to pay it. Florida, 2 years. California, 5 years. So keep in mind, this is turning into a problem where we are now being told that some people could actually see their homes foreclosed on in the very near future because they have missed their property tax payments for the past 2, 3, 4 years. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, I want to read you a little bit more of this article right here. Some states are looking to abolish property taxes entirely. It says, as property values surge and tax bills go up, some state lawmakers are hoping to end the property tax. It says doing so would not be cheap or easy. Now, why wouldn't this be cheap, right? Should be simple. Should be an easy thing, right? Just no property taxes. Here's the problem. Many states use property taxes to fund things throughout their state, throughout their county. It could be roads. It could be just different projects. Well, that's a problem. I want to read this to you. Okay? It says this. Many of those who are struggling to deal with higher property tax bills are elderly and living on fixed incomes. Others are low and middle income earners. The impact on homeowners has inspired grassroots efforts such as a proposed Michigan ballot initiative that would not only abolish state and local property taxes, but require supermajority votes in the legislature to raise other taxes. It says in Michigan, businesses are hurting and some people are selling their homes because they can't afford to pay increased property taxes. Something else that I just want to throw out there as well. I have a friend who had a business. Okay, had a business. Now he did some stuff in warehousing and stuff. Anyway, but he had this business. The warehouse that he owned, it was extremely valuable. Right in the heart of in their downtown area, very valuable piece. Well, the value of this warehouse, this thing, since he bought it I think he bought it right in the beginning of the pandemic. When he bought this, or right before the pandemic, one of the two. When he bought this versus what it was worth when he sold it, okay, it increased 5-fold. Okay, 5 times what he bought it for. Here's the thing. They wanted to increase his property taxes. Couldn't afford it. He could not afford it. Okay, they wanted to increase his property taxes, which they did. He knew he couldn't afford it. It was way too much. But that's happening. It says, think about elderly people who bought their homes 40 to 50 years ago. But now, because they're no longer earning income, they're forced to sell that house because property taxes have become unaffordable. Think about that. Business owners that bought their businesses 40 years ago, many of them probably wouldn't be able to afford it. Homeowners, again, bought their homes 20, 30, 40 years ago. Probably can't afford it now. That's the problem. So I just wanted to run this by you because I know a lot of people are talking about, what's it going to take and how soon is the county going to come after them? Well, It might not be as soon as you think, but every day that you don't pay your property taxes, again, you're hurting yourself. But at the same time, I understand if you can't pay it, you don't have the money, what are you going to do? So we'll see what happens moving forward. All I can tell you right now is I will be here every step of the way, and I'll fill you in on all the latest news and updates. But as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.